Hey, what's up, North County? I'm your host, Randy Doty, and today we are talking with a longtime business. We are talking with Don and Jennifer Idler from Idler's Home. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Hi, Randy. Thanks
But-
for having us.
I'm happy to have Don Idler in here. I feel so honored here. So, probably one of the longest, oldest businesses in the North County.
Yeah, we're one of them. There's a few that I know that have been around longer, but no.
So
One of them.
so Don, when did you start this?
Well, I didn't.
You did.
My mother and father started it in 1954. My father was, after World War II, going to Cal Poly and had married my mom, who had 3 children already. Then my brother, were born while my dad went to Cal Poly as a poultry major. And he had had a poultry ranch before the war and decided to go stay in poultry after the war. So he, during going to school at Cal Poly, now with 5 children, he repaired all the washers and dryers on the campus for the local appliance store. And he graduated in 1954, and the store owner didn't want it anymore. It was Ted Davies. He owned KVEC TV at that time. So he said, "Bud, do you want the business?" So he took it on Monterey Street, and Idler's Appliances have been born in August 1954. So that's how it got started.
Wow. And thinking back to that time, what were the appliances? I mean,
They weren't much. They were actually, washing machines were pretty simple to repair. We all grew up in the business. My dad taught himself how to repair the items, and then went into other types of freezers and refrigerators and things besides washers and dryers. But primarily for the first several years, what sustained him was all the coin machines at Cal Poly, and then he had coin machines in apartments around San Luis Obispo. So that pretty much sustained the business for the first several years to get it off and running and to regular sales.
So 1954, when did you come into the picture for Idler's?
Well, I was born in 1951, so I was a little bit young to be working.
You weren't working at 3 years old?
But as kids, we did do a lot of. My dad had us stomping cardboards from the boxes back, and we loved it because it was fun for us. But we spent most of our time at the store growing up, and we lived on Foothill Boulevard there in San Luis. But and going through high school, junior high and high school, we all worked some in the store. We were involved heavily with sports, with football and wrestling and things. But I actually worked at a chicken ranch, believe it or not, when I was junior high and high school, along with my best friend, and at the store at the same time. But so I actually went full time when I got out of the Navy in 1973. So I've been full time since 1973 with my dad. My dad passed away in 1978. But that's.
So you guys started in San Luis, and then, because I can remember Idler's far back when I was a kid, south end of Atascadero, down there next to, what is that now?
Right next to Miners.
Yeah, right next to Miners.
Yeah, Miners is the other business house. It's older than ours, but we've known that for. But no, my dad, before he passed, had already bought some property in Atascadero. Our intentions were to have a store. We had gone to Broad Street, and the business was slowly growing in a healthy way, but we were still about 6 or 7 employees at that time. And so my brothers also we all worked together for a period of time. And so in 1979, my brothers and I, plans were to open in Atascadero, so we opened a store in Atascadero, and my wife and I moved to Atascadero. We were born and raised in San Luis Obispo. We moved to Atascadero in 1976, and then we decided to open the store, so obviously I was the one to run it. So me and my best friend just worked there for a few years, right next to Glenn's Repair. Kennedy came in and came right behind me.
Kidding.
That same little building, 2,000 square foot building. Yeah, Kevin Kennedy, he was just getting started too. So he moved in right behind us because we needed to move after 2 years to a larger location. So 79, we actually opened in North County, and it's been really such a supportive community. along with San Luis, but North County has really been a supportive community for our family business through the years. But we just started growing from there.
So, and we have Jennifer Adler, which is your daughter. So Jennifer, how far back do you remember, like, the store, being in the store, working in the store? How far back do you get?
Oh, I definitely have memories of running around that Atascadero store. It was a dairy, the one that we bought. So I remember there being like milk crates everywhere and milk bottles and jugs, and like as a kid, like collecting those when that store was being opened. And then, you know, along with my brother, who's 5 years younger than me, we probably didn't grow up as heavily as my dad did in the store, but same thing, run around playing in the cardboard in the back, running through the warehouse. I worked there in high school in the office. I learned a ton as a high schooler with that job. I know my brother worked in the warehouse a little bit, you know, clean trucks, broke down cardboard, same thing. So definitely a lot of memories growing up.
What kind of an employer was Don?
Oh, jeez, tough,
Come
so
on.
tough.
Speak carefully.
This is a hard question. This is a hard
Okay, gotta
question.
go now. No, great. I mean, always so supportive, him and my mother, of course. You know, my brother and I working there in high school definitely got more of a feel of what the family business was like. We're still not, you know, relatively small at that point, probably 20 something employees around there. But really given the opportunity, you know, I think as a high schooler, you're like, this is not what I want. This is not, my future is not in appliances and things like that. So given the opportunity to kind of go be in college, explore after that, my brother and I both moved all around the country, had different jobs, and then just so grateful and blessed to end up back here. It'll be 14 years for me this year that I've been back.
So you did think that this wasn't going to be for you. You weren't going to be sticking around. You're going on your own path.
Yeah.
Right?
And our parents were so supportive of that. They were like, absolutely, go live, go do what you want to do. You know, go find a career that's right for you. And I think they were just patient. And I think they eventually knew that we would both be back someday, which is pretty cool to think about. But I mean, you know, you go work other places. I lived and worked. I had some great jobs, lived some great places. But then you come home, and this is always home. Like, this always felt like home, even when I lived other places. So it was really cool to come back and then make that final decision to move back here permanently.
Don, how has the appliance industry changed over, gosh, 54, I'm trying to do the math, we're at
72.
72 years. So 79 or 70, 79, your father passed, in 70.
78 he passed, and then 79 we moved a store. My brothers and I worked together working. I have two other brothers that were in the business, so the three of us working together.
How did that get along?
It didn't work so well. And so in 1985, as when I was already in Atascadero, so the business kind of became like Idler's North County for a while. And then my brothers ended up leaving. They all left, so I took over San Luis again. So it kind of grew from there. But going back to requiring your kids to be in your business, my dad told me the same thing. You don't have to do this. It's available, but be ready to work if you want to do it. But you have to want to do it. And actually, I told him before I went in the Navy that I was not too interested in doing it, but then I ended up being there because all my brothers left. So it ended up that way.
When you were in the Navy, did you do anything that helped the career of idlers build, as far as like the knowledge, the training, or anything like that?
Well, it was 71, 72, so it was still in the middle of Vietnam, and I was on an aircraft carrier. And actually I did because I worked in ship stores, believe it or not. I mean, aircraft carriers are like a city, so it's 5,000 people, and that's where I got assigned to. So it was, I was a Navy Reserve, so I just had to do 2 years. And it was a good experience. I learned a lot, and getting out, it really helped me to mature. And,
Well, thank you for your service as well.
well, you're welcome.
It's very important. So,
But,
so you got out and immediately came back, or did you think that you were doing something different? Or
well, I goofed off. It was the end of November, I remember it, when I got home for the first time. So I goofed off for about a month, and then my dad said, and I'd signed up to go to Cuesta College because I actually wanted to be an engineer. I wanted to be a transportation engineer because my brother-in-law was one, worked for Caltrans. I said, man, that seems really cool to design highways and bridges and things. So so I started Cuesta College on that path with Gil Stork helping me. Of course, Gil Stork was my coach and stuff in high school. But but working full time and going to school, because my dad always thought 40 hours was part time. So
As they did back in those
yes,
days.
but I just learned a lot, and the way things turned out, I just ended up. My dad started getting sick, so I quit school to help my brothers, but it all just worked out for the best. That I quit school and then went really full time, my brothers and I. And so the business has taken care of us, the community's taken care of us, but of course it's, as you know, it takes a lot of work, a lot of nights where these kids were just with their mom, and I'd have to stay and load up trucks and stuff till we started getting enough staff to help. But it's always, I tell people the way we started was someone would come in, they'd buy a washing machine, and they say, when can we get it? I said, are you going home? And yes, I would we had a pickup up there, my buddy and I, so we'd throw it in the pickup, and I'd follow him home, put it in, come back and sell another one. We just sell them one at a time, then he would bring up and we'd replace it on the floor. That's kind of the way we started in the 70s and early 80s, just following people home, putting their stuff.
Well, we can't do that these days, right?
No, it's much faster paced. And so when you fast forward to today's, without Jennifer and Brian and the young leadership we have, there's no way. I keep talking about my best friend, it's Keith, but from junior high, we've been buddies, and we've worked together for 50 years, because he came and joined us, and so
cool.
So we worked together, and but we know we could not. You say what is different now as the 50s? It's not even remotely close. Complexity of just marketing, the products are, a washing machine is so much more complex than it was 30 years ago. We could go out and fix a washing machine and only carry about 3 or 4 parts in our truck. Now, that with the computers and sensors and extremely complicated, I couldn't even begin to work on a washing machine now. But so all
it's like all the
appliances,
cars.
yeah, the cars, they're very complex. Yeah, they do cool things, like a refrigerator can take pictures of your food and tell you how much food you have in it. Well, that's cool, but that's more complexity to the product.
What did you think when washing machines went sideways? Thinking about the water, thinking about how, the washing machine works, right? We've all seen, the Brady Bunch when the top overflows with the suds, and this and that. What did you think when the sideways machine came out?
You're talking about the front loader?
Yeah, the front loader.
Well, they weren't that new. My mom had a combination front load Whirlpool washer in the 50s at her house, and she had 4 kids in the house. And so front loaders have been around. They just didn't enter into the mainstream. Front loaders in commercial use were very, very heavily used. But front loaders wash clothes better than top loaders. Some people will argue with me there, but I can absolutely prove it. They wash clothes better with less water, but they're 50-50 as far as people liking them. So we go with what people like. But it really did. It catapulted the use of the machines, and it actually sped up time that they could get the clothes clean for the people with families and kids playing sports and things. So it really did. Getting into the mainstream like that really kind of revolutionized and changed things.
Jennifer, how was the training? Because you are in charge. You're kind of like are you the vice president, or
I don't know what
you kind of run everything? You have your hand in all of it.
Yeah, a little bit.
But how is the training? For the appliances, like Don was saying. Now the refrigerator takes pictures and tells you what you need, and this and that. How is the evolution of appliances from 3 parts to repair a dryer to needing probably computers and much more just to even get into the thing? How does that change over the years?
Yeah, so much technology. It's cool to watch it evolve. We have some people bring us a lot of times some old antique appliances. So we have like this old washer that's just like a drum with this, right? And then we have a brand new washing machine that's just covered in bells and whistles and on an app, and it can do all these things. Training folks for that is not always easy. Just trying to think about, how many different features and benefits that our team has to know, not only for each category of appliance, right? Refrigeration, laundry, but then the different brands all do something different. So we're really lucky. We have some great reps when it comes to the different brands. They'll come and do hands-on training. We do training internally. There's of course always online training for everybody, but it's a lot. It's a lot to know. But I think it just really boils down to when the customer comes in, we just want to fulfill their need. So we try to ask those right questions. You know, are you doing laundry for 8 people or 1 person? You know, what size do you need? How much laundry are you doing a week? So just trying to fit the right product to the right person.
And you guys still have your outside service crew going too?
We do.
Because you guys had that. I mean, have had that forever. You know.
Yeah.
Has that changed at all over the years?
Oh yeah, we had to turn it off for a little bit just because it is so hard to find technicians, people that are going into that field as opposed to, you know, maybe retiring out of it. Training, it's a 6 to a year to longer process to train a brand new technician, but we have 5 now. I think, yeah, 5.
Yeah,
Always
5,
looking for more out
We
there
got
if
one-
anybody
one
is
in
interested.
training.
But yeah, it's a hard process.
And that's North County as well as South County. So you have technicians in the South County, North County for all appliances.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all the way down to Santa Maria. Well, we actually go into San Ynez, Solvang too, as far as covering Lompoc, and yeah, we cover a large,
Lot of
and then it gets clear up into Monterey County too.
So you have a wide footprint.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a lot of traveling for these guys.
And I'm sure over the years, you know, technicians will leave, they'll start their own, you know, gigs and this and that, competition. But it seems like you guys have really been able to stay the path and, you know, keep that outside service business going.
Yeah, it's like Jennifer said, it's extremely difficult because it does take a couple of years because we put a lot of training into. We don't want them out there until they're really well trained, and so once they get really good, and then of course young families a lot of times just have to move to Arizona or somewhere if they want to buy a house, or you know, if they don't have somebody to help them buy a house. So we've lost a lot of good techs just to moving out of state. So we still trying to do everything we can to keep them here and figure out a way to make sure they can stay here.
When did you guys move from the Atascadero location to where you guys are presently at on Theater Drive?
We built that building. We had an opportunity. We had a store in downtown Paso Robles. We had bought a
that's
building
right.
in 1993 in downtown Paso Robles, and it was doing real well. And our store in Atascadero was doing well. Of course, San Luis was doing very well. So things were clicking along with the younger team members in the early 2000s was sharing that, you know, we need a larger, as we're competing with the, you know, the Lowe's, Home Depot, the box stores started becoming more of a market share of the appliance business, where 30 years ago no one heard of them, or 25 years ago they weren't even on the map, but they started becoming more, taking more market share. So we needed a bigger presence, and this property came up for sale with some people that I know, and they were interested in buying my downtown building. So it ended up, so we bought the property, built the store. And it's a large store. It's 300 feet wide and it's 100 feet deep. And it gives us a lot of presence and display area. And we finished building it at the end of 2006. So we had moved it, closed Paso Robles, moved it in, and we left Atascadero open for a while, but realized it's close to Atascadero, and then maintaining that size of a building and the staffing it takes, that I forgot Atascadero, that's 2006. It was about 5 years later we decided to move everybody up to the big store, and then I started renting out the building, and then eventually sold it in Atascadero.
So you went from appliances, and I'm going to fast forward and we could skip back, but you went from appliances and now you have mattresses there at the new location or present location. You have hot tubs, you have barbecues. I mean, you guys are full. Is that the Idler's home and outdoor part?
Yeah, right. And what Jennifer could tell, we do cabinets and countertops, we do kitchen design. That all started with the new store in Paso Robles also. And all these things occurred like a lot of things in business occur, because I really wasn't we were hoping to have a cabinet company come in and join us in our endeavor to keep, again, people out of the box stores for buying cabinets and appliances. And but none of the local cabinet shops could. It takes a lot of capital to put up displays like that. So we decided, I had one of them, longtime employees, I can run I've been going to training on kitchen design already on my own. We can do this, boss. We can get this done. So I said, okay, Andrew, let's go. So we started up our own design, brought in our own cabinet line. And we don't make them, but they're made by high quality companies. And so we got into that business in 2006 when we opened the store. And then the furniture and bedding and all that, I was renting to a friend of mine who, at the end of the store, because I didn't need the whole building at that time. And but we all know what happened in 2009 and 10 when the economy just took a real dive. And he was unable to survive it, so he'd had a bedding store down there for 3 years, and he closed. He went out of business. So I go, and my friends who were selling bedding said, "You need to do this." I said, "I know nothing about beds." "You don't need to. Customers will buy a washer and dryer from you. They'll buy a bed from you." So we started the bedding, and then the furniture evolved. Everything just started evolving into it. And then the outdoors was kind of the same way. A young fellow that I bought a hot tub from before, when we were getting ready to open the store, said, "Well, I sold my outdoor business in Atascadero, and we could do really good with hot tubs up here." I go, "I've never thought about selling hot tubs." And he goes, "Well, you want to give it a try?" I said, "Well, okay, why not?" So that's all hot tubs. All this stuff.
Wow.
I mean, we just built on the appliance is still our core. That's our heart and soul. But these peripheral parts of our business have really been helpful for our health, our financial health, and challenging in many ways because you're going into something you're not too sure of, and you're investing quite a bit of money. But
we've definitely tried things that didn't work.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. Like, I think vacuums. That's what stands out in my mind.
Yeah,
Let's sell vacuums and like vacuum bags. No. So it's to try those things. It's fun and it's a challenge, but you kind of find out where your niche is and what works. And it's okay to try some things and they don't work out. You can always, exit that area.
I mean, you guys have really weathered the storms, like you said, with the big box stores opening up, Walmarts and all these things that are really, head-to-head competition, can buy things probably much cheaper. But I mean, really, your service is really what, brings people back. Right. I mean, do you feel that when they first opened up, Don, you were like, "Oh gosh, this is going to really, hurt us." But then you realize that, your guys' level of customer service is out of reach for box stores or anybody like that that's really retained those customers.
That is absolutely true. Service is what we hang our hat on. But the price that the people pay for us, we absolutely are the same price. We electronically track and measure and make sure all of our prices on our items are electronically price tagged to make sure we're matching up with Home Depot, Lowe's, Best Buy, that our prices are exactly the same.
Oh, that's good to know.
We do not expect people to pay more from us, but they'll still get the friendly service and the guidance from. There'll be a salesperson not to sell them something, but to help them make a decision, a good buying decision. The products we sell is not like a loaf of bread that if you don't like it, you can just get another loaf. It's usually a product you're going to have for 10 or longer, 10 years or longer. So we want to help people make a good buying decision for their families or for the use that they have. And that's concern they don't usually get at the larger stores.
Well, I'll give you a story. About 10 years ago, we had our refrigerator go out. I think it was like on a Thursday or Friday. It was something like when we had a big, everything always goes out.
Right before Thanksgiving.
Right, exactly. And I think it was Christmas or Thanksgiving or something like that. And you guys, and I'm not sure if you still have your dented and dings. Mm-hmm. And we, to this day, still have this freezer, stainless steel, got a little ding, right there in the middle, but you can't really see it. But I mean, it was like, my wife called up and says, "Hey, this and that." Yes, we've got this. And I think you guys delivered it too. because we have the daycare, so couldn't get out, and we needed something, and I think we had it either that day, that afternoon, or the next day, and we were back up and running. So, that you can't get from your Home Depots. You can't get that from all these other, it's again the customer service, the local business, the mom and pop shops that know the needs of the local community. So it was awesome. I still got it,
Yay.
except for my water. So I think it's frozen somewhere in there, and that's why I don't have
Oh,
any
no.
water. Yeah.
We can help you.
So we'll have to
can
have the
fix that.
technician. Are those still under warranty?
Might be a little bit out by now. 10 years, you say?
Come on. So tell me, what's the present? What does the present Idler's home look like? Like you guys have, you said the kitchen, you have cooking shows, you have outdoor spas, you have outdoor barbecue areas, you got mattresses from Serta to all these great brands. And what does the Idler's home look like now?
Gosh, doing good. We're always doing something, that's for sure. We just had our big VIP sale this last weekend, and we're looking at Memorial Day coming up and the fair coming up. So we're always trying to, we have vendor partners that are amazing in everything we do in every category, and we just want to make sure that, our community knows that we're here for them. Like my dad had mentioned, we're going to guide you to the right choice. We're not going to sell you something just to sell you something that you don't need. It's a big decision. You're probably spending thousands of dollars on your new refrigerator, and we want to make sure you're getting the right product. So yeah, we're always just making sure we have the right product lineup, like technology, like my dad had also said, we're going to show you the Home Depot price, the lowest price, and our price, and they're all going to be the same. We're not cheating you out of anything. We're just going to give you that very best customer service.
And I think that's really
possible.
important, because the perception is somewhere else a big box store is going to be cheaper.
Yep.
But it's never the case. It's just the perception of, oh, I just think, and it's really not, because you get so much more, not only the price, but you also get the service, which, as we all know, the service by far outreaches the price in a lot of cases, especially when you get into these like appliances and things that you're just scratching your head going, I need help.
And those are still items that people want to touch and feel and open, especially furniture and mattress. Like, who's going to buy themselves maybe the brand new mattress for themselves without going and laying on it first? I mean,
Right.
You want to make sure it's something that you're comfortable with. So, yeah.
Are you guys open 7 days a week or 6? You guys are open 7 days a
7.
week. What are your hours?
We are 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 11 to 5 on Sundays.
Okay. And you guys are located on Theater Drive, right before. Wait, you
I said
next to
right next to
Target,
Target's the easiest thing to say.
right next to Target.
Right next to Target.
Right. Kind of
Yep.
far, kind of recessed back. El Polo Loco's right there.
Right.
And then you guys are always at the fair. I always see you at the home shows, right? Slinging the spas, and I still got to take you up on that deal that we talked about last year, Don. So I'm gonna hold you to it.
Uh-oh, what is this deal?
Yeah, I forgot already.
Yeah. I got a memory like an elephant sometimes. But you guys, like I said, you guys have great product over there, local business, local family. And Don, are you ever retiring, or are you just gonna keep going? And
Well, I'm there 4 days a week, and the kids, I call them kids still, but they do the heavy lifting. I'm there because, especially during this last sale, like last weekend, I'm talking to some customers from 40, 50 years ago, and their kids and grandkids are coming in now if they live locally. So and my wife doesn't mind me being gone 4 days a week right now. I keep out of her hair. So as soon as I don't want to be there anymore, I just enjoy being there and watching them grow and their growth, and I'm blessed for sure, beyond a doubt. So I got to get a plug in for the marketing, because Jennifer not only is our HR HR person for 100 employees. She's our marketing and multiple other things, insurance, everything else, but the marketing part is extremely complicated and requires so much skill and depth and just constant movement. So she does a wonderful job at that. And when you see Brian, her brother, in the commercials, they started practicing when she was 10 and he was 5. Because she was always making him do silly things on a video, because I'd bring home a video camera. So they started practicing a long time ago,
Oh,
of
awesome.
making those commercials.
Years in the making, Randy.
Putting the reels on the projector and watching the videos.
Yes, and he's just the best. I'm like, you're going to do this silly commercial. Can you row a boat with a mattress and a chair across a Tascadero Lake? Do you think you can do that? And he's like, sure. I'm like, okay, let's call Terry. Make
Oh
sure
my
that's okay.
Can you bring those back up? That would be so funny.
Yeah,
You can go on YouTube and watch them.
Yeah. Do you have them on
Yeah.
YouTube?
Yeah, I think most of them
yeah,
are on YouTube.
they're
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Vintage Idlers commercials. Oh
so
my
fun.
gosh, that's awesome. So Jen, before we wrap up, tell me about your Idlers cooking shows. You got one coming up on May 5th.
We do. So we partner with Central Coast Party Helpers. She's been great. It's a really fun show. We can showcase in our live kitchen in Paso how the products work. We always have an awesome chef in, a winery. It's a lot of fun. The crowd is usually anywhere from about 15, 20 people till we've had 40, 50 people in there. So you can go on our Facebook or Instagram, check it out. There's a really quick link to get a ticket. It's a lot of fun. Good food, good wine, good people, and we can teach you about appliances.
And you got sales going on that night for the spontaneous buyers.
We always have something going on. Oh, yes.
You guys have, let's see, you got $750 off a kitchen remodel right now.
Yep.
So, because that's big now, remodeling what everybody has instead of buying new.
Yep.
So you can go there and somebody like yourself or one of your employees can map out a design for somebody. And how does that, do you guys go out to their house to get a layout? Do they bring in a picture?
We do a little bit of both. We have designers in all of our locations, and they're amazing. I mean, they went to school for this. They've trained and worked really hard. They're always keeping up their education, and we're kind of like the one-stop shop, right? If someone comes in, we'll help them from start to finish. We'll obviously also help them get their appliances that are right. So it's kind of a good combination.
And then the outdoor part of it, who doesn't like the barbecues? Because you guys have Traegers and everything over there, right?
We don't have the Traegers anymore. We're
Oh.
doing a lot of the built-in. The Traeger movement was amazing, but we've just kind of found that probably mostly everywhere that has a Traeger or two, they have a Traeger or two by now. So yeah, we're just always, that category is always kind of changing for us. But we do a lot of really cool built-in barbecues and grills, pizza ovens. Fair's coming up. Yep.
Outside entertainment area
Outside. We live in the best place for it.
with the hot tubs. What do you guys still have the Marquise? Is Marquise, is that right?
Yeah, Marquis and Nordic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I appreciate you guys coming in and telling a little bit about the story, Don. Like I said, I know
Thank
it's
you,
been a
Randy.
while to get you in. Jen goes, "You're not getting him in there. He's not coming in." I said, "He told me the last time I saw him that
He
he would come
promised.
in." So thank you for coming in
Thank you, Randy.
and giving us a little insight on how Idlers was started. And we got the do we have a third generation?
Yeah.
Fourth generation. Do we have a fourth generation coming in?
Yeah, I have two daughters, 16 and 14, and
Uh-oh.
same thing. They haven't worked as much as I did for sure when they were in junior high and high school, but I've brought them to work with me definitely before. And then my brother has two young boys, so you never know what the future holds. Yeah.
Well, they're young.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they're
4 and
little
7,
still.
so
Yeah, they're young kids, and I'm sure they see the community involvement and what you guys and what Idlers means to the North County and South County, as far as the name, and what you guys what Idlers means, because it really does mean a lot when you say that you bought something from Idlers, you're getting good product, good quality
Appreciate it.
service, and a lifetime, family and friends, right?
Yeah, I think that's one of the most important things to us as a family and a business. That's what we're passing down. I know I experienced that as a kid. I bring my girls with me to do the Echo meal shares and do different things in the community, and they hear from the community members, how important that is from us. And I love that. And they talk about it with me, and they're like, wow, we go places and we do all these really cool volunteer things, and people really know the name Idlers. And that's, as my kids are getting older, that's really good to hear from them.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you got the celebrity of the celebrities of the Idlers right here.
Ta-da!
So awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys coming
Thank you,
in.
Andy.
Don, again, thank you for your service, and thank you for what you guys do for the community and everybody in the North and South counties and all the schools that you guys provide for. And like I said, most recently at Tackett Vineyards out there for the EOD Foundation. So appreciate you guys, and I really enjoyed this. So thanks for coming in.
Thanks,
you, Randy.
Randy.
Awesome, guys. Well, there you have it, guys. Go check out Idler's Home there in Paso Robles on Theater Drive. Okay, big box stores don't mean nothing. Go and check them out. They've got chairs, they've got beds, they've got stoves, they've got hot tubs, they've got refrigerator. They've got it all. Go ahead and check them out. Open 7 days a week, and if you guys need some home service, give them a call as well. But as always, guys, we can't do this without you and our sponsors. We'd like to thank Escalar Wine Travelers Hideaway, Visit Atascadero, 805 Customs, MGP Coatings, 1776 Roofing and Gutters, Premier Ag, Trailer Barn, Story Termite Pest Control, Borhone Auto Center, Kennedy Club Fitness, Airflow Filter Services, Templeton Heating and Air, Angela Hickson Port Photography, and Atascadero Chambers. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.
Your home is your castle. It keeps you safe when the weather's rough. But if you're not taking care of your roof, things could get a little wild. 1776 Roofing with Roof Max will fix up the rough spots, treat the shingles, and give it years more life at a fraction of what a new roof costs. At TLC, your roof needs now. Call 805-900-1776.
When it comes to comfort, trust the team that's been keeping the North County homes cozy since 1995. At Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning, they're your hometown pros right here in Templeton. From tune-ups to repairs, remodels to new construction, even duct replacements and attic ventilation, they got you covered. Call your neighbors at 805-434-3741. Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning. Local, trusted, dependable.
Hi, I'm Glenn McWilliams.
And I'm Annie. As sixth-generation farmers, we understand what it takes to keep a ranch, a farm, and a community growing strong.
And that's why we started Premier Ag to bring quality feed, trusted Western wear, and real service to the Central Coast.
From hay delivery across the county to hands-on support for local youth and ag programs, we're proud to give back to the community that raised us.
And when we say from seed to stable, we mean it. We've walked the fields, we've fed the animals, and now we're here to serve families just like yours.
Come visit us at 1041 Paso Robles Street in Paso Robles and experience the difference of a store built by farmers for farmers.
From seed to store, where quality meets country.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today, we can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Looking for a top quality concrete coating in SLO County? Hi, I'm Matt Gifford with MGP Coatings, your trusted local expert in durable, long-lasting concrete coatings backed by Pentec's limited lifetime warranty. Whether it's residential or commercial, we deliver expert craftsmanship, premium products, and unbeatable customer service. When we say we make concrete great again, we mean it. As a locally owned, community-driven company, we take pride in transforming garages, patios, pool decks, wineries, and even interior spaces into stunning, functional areas. Are you ready to upgrade your space? Give us a call at 805-952-5301. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or visit mattgiffordpainting.com. Join the MGP Coating family today.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We're all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.